If you allow these red flags to take over your lives, then your life would end up becoming a red flag itself. Turn out to be. So the first red flag, you are not the priority of your partner or the people who you are exploring whether you can have a relationship with or dating. If you find somebody is just not able to give you time, most of the time they seem to be having some or the other priority, then it's time for you to think about it. I remember once one girl came to me and she asked me that, is this horoscope matching with this guy? I asked her, the background of this guy, because I saw certain things in the horoscope. There were some challenges in his horoscope and her horoscope was not complementing his. So I asked the girl how you met this guy and how long have you known each other. She said that this guy, I met him at some social event and then we exchanged numbers and all, and we have been talking, and every now and then we meet. However, this person doesn't seem to have time for me, and he says he's always busy. But when I look at his social media, he seems to be putting pictures of he went to this place, he went bungee jumping, he went camping with his friends, he traveled to another country, and all the time he keeps telling me that he's too busy. And he finds time for me only in between, and then he finds some other thing that he gets busy with. So I told the girl, say, look here, this guy seems to be the one who thinks that you're not a priority at all. Whenever he finds time in between, when he doesn't have anything more exciting to do and anything adventurous to do, he misses company. You are a backup plan for him. You want to become a backup plan for him because this doesn't seem to be going anywhere. You take a decision whether you really want to take it forward or not, because this is a strong red flag and you are not priority. Now, priority doesn't mean that the person should give only you the top priority, but you should be amongst the person's top 2 or 3 priorities, or at least the top 4 priorities. For example, a person's priority may be their work, their family, their friends, and you should be among the priority. If they have too many things who are a priority for them and they are not able to give you enough time, for example, you guys don't talk every day, or you don't talk every 2 days, 3 days maximum, if you don't meet, and there is no FaceTime, and usually you're talking on the phone, the person doesn't want to FaceTime you, doesn't want to show where he or she is, or they FaceTime to you once in a blue moon, generally they want to talk to you on the phone, that too is rare, and they don't seem to be giving you time. It's a strong red flag for you. Secondly, if you are an option, you are an option amongst the others, and they may not tell you that you are an option, but you know that you look like an option for the other person, then this could be a strong red flag for you. Another instance, a girl comes to me and she says that I have known this guy for some months now, and so she is a social influencer, and a social influencer channel had just started off, and she had like, I think anything between 20 to 21,000 subscriptions or somewhere around that. And so this guy, he was more good looking, he was more from an affluent family, he was doing well for himself, and he thought that maybe he could get somebody better, and so he was keeping this girl as an option, and he would tell her that I have options. So this girl asked me whether there is any promise to this relationship, should I take it forward. She brought his and her horoscope. I told her that, see, and I saw her dasha period, she was about to take off, her channel would do very, very well. I told her that you wait for a year, you will do so very well, this guy will come begging at your feet wanting to be with you. So I told her, just ignore this guy, don't give too much energy on him, to focus on your work, focus on your being an influencer, focus on your channel. So she did that. Every now and then the guy would call every few months here and there, and hardly any time he would give to her, and she would also not bother. Many times she would not even return his calls. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, from somewhere about 25-30,000 odd subscriptions she had, she went to almost 120,000 subscriptions. The channel grew 5 times, 6 times over, and from then on it was getting more and more subscriptions, more and more number of people following her. So I told her, see, I told you that you are slated for something big happening, just leave this guy alone. And it so happens that after roughly about a year and 3 months, the guy calls her up, and he started to almost stalk her, hound her that I want to be with you and I mistreated you, blah blah blah. So people who are looking at you as an option, they are not really wanting to be with you. So if somebody doesn't really want to be with you, within a few weeks or months of knowing each other, exploring. They don't want to be with you. There is no emergency in them. There is no excitement in them. There is no strong desire in them wanting to be with you. Then that is not going anywhere. The relationship is not going anywhere. And if there have been 3 or 4 months and yet they don't seem to have that excitement, they're wanting to be with you, just that's a very, very strong red flag. Please let them be, because they don't find you exciting enough, they don't find you good enough, they don't find the desire in themselves to be wanting with you. Don't spend your time there, don't waste your time there. Very, very, very strong red flag. Then another red flag, when somebody seems to be dragging their feet. They say, I want to be with you, but I want more time to think. I surely want to be with you. You are the only one I'm talking to. You're the only one I want to be with you, but I want time to think. We are just exploring, and they take time and time and time. And then they don't seem to be able to make up their mind. And another instance where this guy, he was, in fact, this girl had approached him through their social network, and this girl comes to him and she says that, let's explore, you and I, we are alike, and, we can be friends, and maybe we can take things forward. They start talking to each other. So he thought, okay, this girl seems to be interested. She seems to be well-to-do in terms of her work, and she's independent, she's good looking. So he starts talking to her, and then after 2-3 months, he tells her that, see, we have not done much in terms of exploring. So do you want to take this relationship forward, because we seem to be stuck up, we seem to be stagnant. But the girl doesn't respond. She just doesn't say anything. There's just no response. So the guy thought maybe the girl is not interested in him, so he let her be, and he moved on. And then after another 2 months goes by, the girl comes back to him and she says, we were exploring, why did you do this? You stopped talking to me, and we could have been together, you were too much in a hurry. So he thought, okay, fine, let's explore some more. Another 2 months go by, and the exploring is not finished. And then the guy again tells the girl, do you really want to take the relationship forward? Are you really serious? Again, no communication, complete silence, complete radio silence. Then the guy thought he had it enough. He said, this girl doesn't seem to be able to make up his mind. He left her and he stopped exploring and he moved on. So if people seem to be dragging their feet about you, they are not interested enough. They don't want to be as strong to be with you as probably you want to be with them. Or if you are also exploring, enough of exploring. Exploring can't go on forever. That's a very strong red flag for you. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, they don't have the desire, intense wish for you, in spite of months of exploring, let the person be, move on. That's a very, very strong red flag for you. Then if people are hot and cold, sometimes they show a lot of excitement to wanting to be with you, and sometimes they go very, very cold, as if there is no excitement, there is no affection, there is no desire to be with you. Then these people sometimes seem to be people who are different people. Then it begs the question, are these people bipolar or something? So if people seem to be too hot and too cold, which means they are spending their time somewhere else, and you are an option for them when they want to be with somebody, or they want excitement, or they want the fun. So be very careful when people are sometimes hot and cold for you, because maybe they really don't want to be with you. They're just looking for that outlet, or maybe you are a friend. Maybe they come back to you for some solace. They come back to you because they need that attention. They're pampering for that period of time. They get their dosage. They're okay for a week, then they're off. If you find somebody too hot and cold for you every now and then, call that thing off, because it's a very, very strong red flag for you. Then if somebody is very over-analytical, they are over-analyzing you and them. They're over-analyzing you from looks, from your social status, from the work that you do, from what kind of a social background you have, whether you are attractive enough, whether you have enough money, whether you are their caste, culture, religion, number of things. They're over-analytical about you. Then be very careful, because when such people are very, very over-analytical, and for some reason, after you cajole them, or they find, they are strength enough to be with you in spite of finding so many challenges, the moment you are with them, the first time anything goes wrong, they will immediately, the first thing they raise is, see, I knew this will not work. I knew this was not going anywhere. I should have listened to my gut feeling. We should not have been together, because there are just too many differences between you and me. So if somebody is over-analytical about you, always complaining about you, not finding many good things in you, because of which they want to be with you, then it's a very, very strong red flag for you. Immediately, as I tell sometimes, if you meet such a people, drop everything and just run. Then if somebody is too competitive and is always comparing themselves with you, I did this, you don't do this, I did this for you, you didn't do this for me, look how well I'm doing, you're not doing, look how ambitious I am, you're not ambitious, look how I'm always working, you're not doing anything, look how I take such good care of me, you're not doing that. If there is an over comparison and the person is not ready to accept the differences, appreciate the differences. Sometimes some very successful CEOs and MDs, they say that their marriage has been very stable because they married somebody who was not as ambitious as they were, and the person was ready to be a homemaker. Some men who have been very, very successful CEOs, they are happier having a homemaking woman at home who is more simple, not as intelligent as them, not as successful as them, but is a good homemaker, loving, caring person, loving, caring housewife or husband. They are taking care of the home, they are taking care of the children, so that the husband or spouse can completely focus on their business, their work, and then get the money home, and then they go for holidays, they call people over. That's a loving, caring, good relationship where there is strong balance there. But if there is over comparison and the person and you don't seem to be on the same page, and the person finds that you're not as ambitious, you're not as good looking, there are many challenges in you that the person is finding and always wanting you to buck up, then that's a red flag for you, because you do one thing, then something else there will be where the person wants you to improve. Another thing you do, then the person will find another thing where you want to correct. Another thing you improve, the person will want you to do something else now. How long will you be able to go on with that? So the moment this happens, when the person is comparing yourself too much with you, comparing their action, their reaction, their ambition, their love, their money, their success, it's a red flag for you. Immediately drop that person like a hot potato. Then if somebody is too fearful of you, too fearful of wanting to be with you, too fearful because maybe they have had bad relationships or failed relationships, so they are fearful of getting into another relationship, and so they are fearful whether it will work with you, they are fearful whether you will be able to tolerate with each other, they are fearful whether there may be things which may boil up or spoil in the relationship, they are fearful whether there will be differences, they are fearful that there will be a fight, they are fearful that whether you will get along, and so on. Then if some person is so much ridden with so many fears, and in spite of all their fears, their apprehension, they still want to be with you, what happens is, if you get together and then something goes wrong, even a little bit of thing goes wrong, they'll say, oh, I knew this is going to happen, I was so fearful that this is going to happen, I knew that this would go wrong, and in spite of that, see, you didn't wait, see, you pushed me to get into this relationship, look what you have done, I should have listened to my gut feeling, I should have listened to my friend, I should have listened to what my intuition was telling me, we should not got into this. Then what do? So if somebody is too fearful of wanting to be with you, or too superstitious, sometimes people will be, till this dasha period is over, I can't be with you, till this transit happens, I can't be with you, till my sadesati is over, I can't be with you, till this particular event happens, I can't be with you, my astrologer has told me, you can't do this before your 35th year or your 40th year, or you can't do this. Come on. See, astrology is a bit of a dicey thing also for you if you are allowing it too much to affect your life. If you want to be with somebody, and if you find that you and other person, you have enough practical reasons to be with each other, astrology is important, but it is not the be out and end all. So take the leap of faith, especially if the other person is ready and there's too much time for you and you're thinking and exploring and fearful and too superstitious. Other person may not be as superstitious as you. You can't allow superstition or your fears to eat into the companionship and all. You have to somewhere create the balance. So if you are with somebody who's too fearful, who's superstitious, it's a strong red flag for you. Then another one is if the relationship is growing colder day by day. You started off very well, you were hanging out with each other, you like each other's company, you're talking to each other almost on a day-to-day basis. Then over a period of time, slowly the interest seems to wane. The person seems to be slowly drifting away from you, not bothering to answer your call, not wanting to be with you, finding reasons, finding excuses not to be with you. Then the interest has gone. The person may not want to be with you anymore. So If the interest is waning, that's a strong red flag for you. The person is not interested in you anymore. Don't drag your feet with the relationship. Don't get on top. Don't keep chasing the person. Don't be clingy to the person. You found that the person is dragging their feet or drifting away from you. You also slowly drift away from the person. Allow the relationship to die a natural death. If every 3-4 days the person comes and says, "Hey, what happened? You're drifting away from me," then remind the person that, see, if we do both want to be with each other, we both need to invest in the relationship every now and then. If you're not invested enough in the relationship, then this may not work out. Once it so happened, between the couple, the girl will always call the guy and the guy would never call back. So this girl came to me and she asked me that, should I be with this guy and all, because he doesn't seem to be calling me. So I said, does the guy doesn't want to be with you? She said, no, he has even proposed to me, he wants to be with me, he wants to marry me. Then I said, what happened then? If he wants to marry you and he's told that he wants to be with you, then why do you think he's not interested in you? He's proposed to you. Because I have not said yes to him yet. Since how many months you have not said yes to him? Since 4-5 months. You have allowed a proposal to hang by the thread for 4-5 months. That guy thinks you're not interested in him. So he's slowly drifting away from you. The guy proposed to you. You either marry him or you let him be, or you tell him, give him a particular date that this is the date I am going to marry you. Not, we'll wait until the date, then I will tell you. Then the guy is not going to be interested. You tell him, I'm going to marry you on the, say, 5th of December. Come what may. Go ahead and print your card. Then see whether the guy continues to show his interest in you or not. If that guy is proposed to you and you're the one you're dragging your feet and you are still thinking that guy should keep calling you back, he thinks you're not interested. That's why he lets you be. He's waiting for you to make up your mind. And she said, yeah, after a few days she came back. He said, yeah, he thought I'm not interested. He thought, let me make up my mind. So he was allowing me to call him again and again, because he thought if she wants to drag it further and she's interested, she will call me, because I've already proposed. I've already told her, what more do you want me to do? So sometimes if a relationship seems to be growing colder by the day, then approach the person, ask the person what's going on. If the person is able to give you a right answer, something very concrete, then maybe you need to want to invest in it. But if the person is dilly-dallying, no, nothing has happened, nothing wrong, just that I'm busy, and slowly the person is drifting day by day, very, very strong red flag for you. Immediately smell the coffee, wake up. Then if just there are too many disagreements, too many fights, too many arguments between you and the other person, even before you've started living with each other, even before you have become man and woman, that's a very, very strong red flag for you. When you are out to have a good time with each other and you're both going back home, there's hardly any skin in the game, yet you have so many disagreements, yet you have so many arguments, then it's a problem. When two people come together, there is something in team building called as the 4-step process for a team to come together. The first step is forming, the team forms. And then the second step is storming. So when two people come together, team comes together, the team is formed, and then the storming happens because there are disagreements, which is bound to happen. And there are different perspectives, different likes, dislikes and all that. However, what happens after the initial period of storming, knowing what works, what doesn't work, what's a no-no for somebody, what are somebody's hot button, and then slowly you begin to settle down where you say, okay, these things are no-no for that person, these things are no-no for me. So you settle down into something called the norming or the normalization of the relationship. And then the 4th step is performing, when you start performing together. So if the forming has not yet happened strongly and yet there is storming going on, the storming phase is going on for too long, then the norming will never happen, the normalization will not happen, then where will the performing come from? So there are too many disagreements, too many arguments, even before you have come together strongly as a team, living together. It's a very, very strong red flag for you. 99% of the time, if there are too many fights, disagreements, arguments before marriage, that relationship seldom will be successful. It's a strong red flag for you. Think twice, thrice, 4 times before you want to carry on with such a relationship. Then if a person is not introducing you to his or her friends and family, in spite of you being with each other for months together, the person says that I told about you to my mom, I told about you to my friends, I told about you to my sister, but you never have spoken to them. You may have seen the pictures, some videos here and there. but you have not met them, you have not spoken to them, you have not had FaceTime to them, with them, that person has not invited you to any social events, birthday parties, nothing. You are not on their social profile as the partner in their life, as almost a better half or girlfriend or boyfriend, and they have not introduced you to their family, to their friends, then strong red flag for you that you are only an interim case. Very soon that is going to work. So keep pushing your person, the other person, to introduce you to his or her friends, to their family, and if they are ready, then you can take it forward. If they are not ready, if they say I need more time to decide, maybe give them a month or two, but not more than that. If the person is not strongly wanting to be with you, then it's, and not to such an extent that the person is introducing you to his or her family and friends, it's a strong red flag. Maybe that person is not wanting to be with you permanently, just passing the time. Then if the person is only talking about me, not us or we, all the time the person is talking about me, my challenges, my boss, my work, my this, my problem. There is no us talk, there is no we talk on what our shared finances would look like, what our shared life will look like, what are the likes and dislikes, what do you like, what I should be wary of, what are your challenges, what are your issues, what are certain things that you absolutely love doing, what are some things which are absolutely reprehensible for you. Only when you find that the person is investing in knowing you and there is no us and we, then you can be sure that the person is thinking about we together. If the person is only talking about this happened to me in my work today, this is what my boss did, this is what my team member said, this is what my CEO said, this is what happened with my patient, this is what happened with my client, nothing is working, nothing is about we and us. It's a strong wake up call. The person is spending time with you because the person likes your attention. The person likes that, the shoulder to cry on. You are an agony aunt for nothing else. If you find somebody is always talking about me, there is no we or us in it, that's not going anywhere. The person doesn't see you as a team, even if the person is thinking. Very, very strong red flag for you. Drop everything and run. Then if the person doesn't miss you enough, they may not be doing much, they may be stay-at-home people, for example, or they're doing something online, they're not too busy, but the person doesn't seem to find much time with you. They like to see documentaries, they find time to watch serials or stories on the Netflix or on the web, yet they don't find time for you, which means they are not so interested in you. They really don't find that much desire to be with you. The person doesn't miss you enough to wanting to be with you. You are just on the side, somebody who they like to spend time every now and then. If the person is not able to give you as much time as much they get to the Netflix or the web series or something, especially if you do know that they are not too busy, then it's a red flag for you to really think about whether you really want to be with them. And lastly, if people really like their solitude, people who have been alone for some time and they have gotten to be with peace in their solitude, in their isolation, and they're exploring whether they can be with you or wanting to be with you or not. Maybe they had bad relationship earlier and they have got used to the idea of being alone. Now if they're trying to explore wanting to be with somebody, and if you are the one and you know that this person lives alone, is alone, and they like the isolation, there is less talk between you guys every now and then, there is not too much desire to FaceTime with you, there's not too much time desire to video call you or wanting to meet you or come to your place or call you or whatever. The person is too much in their isolation. So such people may become so used to the isolation that they may not like the presence of another person around them. If for some reason you get together and if there is a small trouble between you, they may again go in their shell, they may like to go back to the peace of being alone, and then there may be so much fissures in the house. Sometimes two people may live in the same house, not even talk to each other, because the person may want their peace, their isolation alone, and then slowly the relationship drifts apart. If somebody is too used to the isolation, especially if you are the person, be very careful, because you get too used to it and then you can't come out of it. Now people, I've given you so many things, these are very important red flags, but this is my pointer to you. If you are in your late 30s or in your early 40s, especially for women, and for men if you are in your 50s, this is the time for you, because I thought it's not an age kind of a thing, but many women who come to me, especially from the Indian subcontinent, the moment they cross their 30s and they are not married, they tell me, oh, when can we get married? We have already crossed 30, now who will want to marry us? So all these fears come to them. The moment they cross 35, they feel almost nobody will want to be with them. So if you're closer to the age of 35 plus for women, and for men if you're 45 plus, try and see if you can wanting to be with somebody and you can not have too many demands, too many aspirations. Try and see if you can be with somebody who can be a good companion, where there's peace of mind and there are not over expectations from each other, and you can be independent while treating both of you each other as good friends, as good companions. At least you have companionship if you're not over demanding at all. If you can find that person who gives you the peace, who gives you the stability, and who can be a good friend, who is wise enough, and who are independent, they don't depend on you so much, and you are also independent, and guys can come together. That's a good pointer for you to take the relationship somewhere, especially if you are in that age. Because not being with somebody, if you have crossed 35, 40 for a woman, or close to 40, and not being with somebody if you have crossed 45 for a man, the strongest red flag for you, maybe you may then not be with somebody, you may miss out on good opportunities which have come to you because you are reading too many red flags into people. And then what will happen? As you grow older and older, when you are in your late 30s or 40s, you still have the courage, you still have the energy to go and work, and you are still keeping yourself busy. Some people can keep themselves busy 12-13 hours a day, and they go home, they eat and sleep, and they think they are not missing much. But when you don't have that energy, and then when you are staying home and maybe you're not working anymore, that's when it really eats up to you. That solitude eats up to you, when there are not many people who come over, who you talk to, then life becomes very, very big problem. So if you are on the better side of 30, then read into these red flags, be very, very careful. If you are in your late 30s, early 40s, or even beyond, be very, very careful not to read too much red flags. Find somebody who's a good enough companion, somebody who's good enough friend, who's wise enough, who's more mature enough, settled enough, independent enough. Try and see whether you can take the relationship further, rather than being too demanding, too aspirational, too ambitious about the person, creating too many challenges in the relationship. Take a leap of faith. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, reach out to me at the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off.